Hi, I'm Mary Black, and you can find me over at deanandmary.com. And right now, I'm going to be talking with you a little bit about startup network marketing companies. Now, I'm showing Ripplen as an example because it is one of the hottest new startup MLMs that's out there right now. I'm in a full disclosure. I am in a Ripple. I have my own Ripple. I actually started the very first day of the pre-launch. And I just want to, in full disclosure, let you know that. But this video is really more about the idea of new startup companies. Now, every time a new company launches out there, you're going to have a lot of noise and a lot of hype and a lot of stuff going on, both on the positive side and on the negative side. That's called marketing. That's what people do. There are people out there trashing it to the high heavens, and that's pretty standard, particularly from people who see it as a threat or competition to what they're currently working on. They're naturally going to come out against it. The second place that you're seeing that's from people who just plain don't understand it, and so they kind of lean towards the negative side. There's a lot of there's someone out there saying, don't join Ripplen, don't join Ripplen, and it's actually a marketing thing where they're positioning themselves for what they want to do with Ripplen down the road. There's somebody out there just writing terrible articles about how horrible it is, and it's just everywhere. Well, when you're in a company like this, when you're looking at a startup, that's just kind of the way it works. I mean, it sounds a little kooky, and I kind of think it's a little kooky. I look at companies and decide if I like them or not, and I join them if I like them, and I pass on them if I don't. But the advice that I want to give you when you're looking at any company that's first starting up is to ask yourself if you feel good about it, if you can handle the ups and downs of a new startup. What happens with companies like Ripplen, who's particularly a technology-based company? They have what's called a pre-launch, where they can control the people who come into the system, because they need to test out their systems to allow any kind of coding errors or kinks or logistical problems to show themselves. So they do that in a very limited and controlled way, so that they can literally find the flaws, find the problems, and fix them before the program goes on full launch to the public. It's an incredibly smart thing for a company, especially a tech-based company, to do, and all companies do it. But there is a bit of rockiness, a bit of instability, at the very beginning. If you're somebody who can't handle that, it's too stressful for you, you're losing sleep over it, then you probably want to just wait a little while until they smooth out a little bit and get the kinks out of it, and then you can always join later down the road. If the downside, the upside of that, of course, is you don't have to worry about all the craziness. The downside, though, is that craziness generates a higher opportunity for a higher return down the road when the company does get going and becomes very large, if that is what happens. So you have to kind of balance that off. The reason people like to get in early is there really is a lot of money to be made early on in a company that goes the distance. Now, what's cool about Ripplen is you can sign up without paying any money. At least right now, you're not making a decision about whether you want to join a business. You're just getting an account set up, and you're getting your friends to get their accounts set up so that you can start playing with this cool app thing when it comes out here in a couple of weeks. And then you can decide down the road if you want to turn that into an income opportunity or not. You never have to. And the fact is, many millions upon hundreds of millions of people, if this thing goes well, are ultimately going to just use it as a tool, and it's super cool that way. So stop and consider that. Again, I'm not going to tell you got to sign up for this or your life's going to end. What I am going to tell you is it's a really cool concept that they have, and you can get on the inside without buying anything. That's incredibly rare in our industry, and you're ultimately going to use it anyway if it goes large, because it's a communication tool that our industry has embraced and is going to be using. So there's no harm that I can see of setting up an account and getting other people on an account. Just don't get too stressed out by the other stuff. I hope this gives you something to think about, sort of a more rational way to make your decisions about what you're going to do with your business. That's my style. Again, my name is Mary Black. You can find me over at deanandmary.com. And if you click on the link that's below this video, it's going to take you to a place where you can get signed up on my newsletter to get more of my cool stuff like this, and get a little bit in touch with the voice of reason in a sometimes crazy, crazy world. I will see you on the next video.